Welcome to PROSTEP's digital thread platform collaboration with OpenDXM GlobalX for aerospace and defense. My name is Brian Schouten, Director of Technical Presales for PROSTEP Inc. And today we'll be looking at how to collaborate your digital thread with partners, suppliers, customers, and others to extend beyond your enterprise border. Really, there's three core capabilities that are part of PROSTEP's digital thread platform. First is replicating data through integration to kind of bring data across the product lifecycle, starting from very early systems like requirements, model-based systems engineering, and design data through manufacturing systems. So enabling the different users within the different platforms that you might use. The second is traceability and trying to coordinate data and really build that thread so you have complete product traceability across all those different domains and have a central place that you can then look at that data. The third is collaboration. So how can you get your data out of your enterprise and then enable bi-directional automated data exchange that works with your systems and the mechanics of your system, but then also meets the needs of your partners that you're exchanging data to. And we're doing this within our digital thread platform entirely in a transactional automated approach to try and keep any work at a minimum and make sure that the data aligns with the rest of your digital thread and that you can utilize the systems that you want to use to the fullest. Collaboration with the digital thread platform is handled by OpenDXM GlobalX. And this at its core is a managed file transfer system, but also provides a high degree of security, flexibility in deployments to distribute the architecture and do it on cloud or on premise, a high degree of variety of different compliances, and an experience that enables users to best utilize the system itself, being automated processing from PLM, CAD processing, Dropbox-like functionality, and other things. So a key value to OpenDXM GlobalX is its deep PLM integration. So we have modules for 3D Experience, Windchill, Teamcenter, and SAP that you can deploy to your system that enables a user within those systems to select the type of data they want to send, where to send it, and then behind the scenes, automatically that data will be processed and exported with all the complications that might go along with that in a manual experience handled automatically. That might be metadata export to make sure you have all the bill of materials or other types of documents there. CAD data exports through the proper channel, like the CAD data integrations, gathering other metadata and materials that might be within your systems and being able to publish those out, and then handling the transaction of that. So, having all the data of the process of exporting or importing stored there as well. And then providing that data either directly to the partner through a process that you have agreed upon to be imported into their systems, or through a web portal that you can then also make that data available to them. OpenDXM GlobalX really simplifies these complex data exchange scenarios within engineering and manufacturing, dealing with that type of structured data. So on the right-hand side, dealing with export, we see some challenges like renaming to the identifiers and version history of the OEM or the customer, being able to do quality checks on your data. So when you're sending the binaries or the metadata, they have all the attributes or have the consistency that are necessary in order for them to receive it. Be able to track the changes at a version history, and then also be able to handle that with CAD and the right configuration of CAD that you might be sending, as well as other types of formats or even conversion to other types of data depending on what your needs are. On the import side, really trying to do that total import prognosis. So understanding that delta difference between what was sent and what exists within the system, as well as then the rules of when you need to maybe update something, revise something, create a new BOM line, whatever that might be. And that might be a little bit different with every different provider there. And then also being able to push data in the system either automatically, like doing those different rules and providing that synchronization, or by storing packages there so you can handle that as you come along with it, because maybe there's some special conditions for handling that you want to take into account. So let's show a couple demonstrations of this. First, the integration with 3D Experience showing an automated export process. So first we're going to start within 3DX and the integration that's been deployed there. Find and select the data to send, create a package that can then be managed to that data, select the recipient, filter the types, and then submit the job. And then behind the scenes, all that data will be sent, and then we can show it in the web portal from the other end of the person receiving it. So let's take a look first at OpenDXM GlobalX, integration with 3D Experience, and sending 3D XML data to a partner. So there's a variety of different format options available with 3D Experience with our connectors. 3D XML is one of them. It's more of a native format. You could also send Step 242 data or send downsaved CATIA data or powered by integrated data, depending on your usage and what your customer needs are. So we see that we've got the widget for our OpenDXM GlobalX open on the left-hand side. We have export and import collections there. That's where you can then see what has been sent and what is being received, as well as the different statuses of that. So we see that we've created a new 3D XML test status of this motorbike radiator assembly. And then we see then that we've got a variety of different VPM reference, 3D CAT parts and CAT products along with that. We can then open that up in the wizard and GlobalX and say what purpose we want to send it to, and that then defines maybe if it comes back, how it's handled, and then also put in a message and select the recipients and the web space that it needs to be sent to. And these recipients also can have a specialized recipe for how data is processed. So maybe there could be IP filtering or translation or transformation, depending on the recipient, and that can all be handled automatically behind the scenes. We then say complete, and then a job is started within GlobalX. We can go ahead back to the dashboard and then actually see the status of that job. So we can hit refresh, and it's gone from just created then to then submitted. Some more details have been filled out there about where you sent that, right? And you see at the bottom, the transmission state is still blank because it hasn't been transmitted yet. And then finally, it goes from a submitted state then to an active state, and then from there, a success state. So we might need to take a look and again, behind the scenes, it's exporting that data through the XPDM adapter, and then in the native interface and the batch client in order to then process the data. So we see then that it's been completed. It's got a download link that it can go to it. We can then go to what the recipient might see. In this case, the recipient's just getting this through the web portal. So you can log in either with an already predefined SSO IDP or through a standard login process. There's some configuration for accepting terms and other things like that. And then you can go ahead and click on it in order to download the files locally and then make that available to you there. We can also automate the process on the receiving side so it can be picked up automatically and then brought directly into their systems and import effectively that 3D XML if they have another 3D Experience system on their side. Another demonstration is a Teamcenter NX import with the PLM integration. And this is an external partner with NX data using your GlobalX integration in order to import that data to a web space that will then be automatically uploaded into Teamcenter. So from externally, you can create that import package. You can then do some analysis of that. You could store the whole package like in a zip, or then prepare that Delta import prognosis where it understands then what needs to be revised or updated or remains the same or whatever operation goes along with that. And then automatically import it or have an interactive type of import into Teamcenter. So let's take a look at this secure data exchange for Teamcenter importing NX from a partner view. So the partner works within the portal. They log into that portal. And from there, they've got a variety of different web spaces that you can then send to. And some of those web spaces could be associated with the automation of importing data into Teamcenter, if data is sent into that web space. So it can process the data that has come in. It sees those NX files. It can then investigate the details of those NX files, and then create a package that either can be imported as a zip and a bundle of files, or imported automatically directly into Teamcenter. So we've taken some of those files, created that package, wrote in a message, and then hit send, and that's it on that side. From within Teamcenter on your side, you can then log in, and there's a new import package that's then been created within Teamcenter. So we can go to our import collections within Teamcenter. You see that there's been a new job that's been created here. You see some details of the job, as well as things like a release status. So the jobs themselves, being export or import, have their own release status that's available, so you know what's been completed successfully, or if there's anything that's still in work. You can define Teamcenter selected details like the project that it goes in. It's also generating a lightweight visualization, so you can see what has been brought in just from within this HTML frame here. And then you can then start the import process too there as well. Now, once that's been imported, then you see that the release status has been successful. We can go ahead and open the job, and it has the related data sets and item revisions that have been created there. So we can go ahead and take a look at what that assembly looks like, and we see that it's been created with the correct IDs and names and revisions depending on what those needs are. So what we've demonstrated with these PLM integration scenarios is utilizing multiple different types of PLMs, the ability from within that system to export data, do conversion checks, quality checks, renaming, create that container of what that export is, send that to the partner. The partner then can send that package back. We can do the analysis, any quality checks and renaming, and then be able to import that directly into the PLM, and then trace all the details of those transaction history from within the PLM integration itself. So behind the scenes, there's a core processing component called the batch processing framework that's utilized in order to use the different connectors to the systems, the CAD controllers that handle CAD data from the special CAD APIs that are necessary in order to properly get data in and out of the system. And then also third-party plugins so that we can do things like create step data or do other transformations and quality checks depending on what your needs are. So there's a variety of different plugins depending on what your needs are that can handle these types of maybe CAD data integrations, CAD transformations and quality checks, and other operations depending on what your needs are. That concludes the presentation for today. Please remember ProStep's here to help. So if you've got questions or you're looking for a solution, send an email to infocenter@prostep.com. We've been doing this for a long time and we've got off-the-shelf components that can handle it. Thanks.